I've been thinking a lot about mistakes. Some people call them lessons learned. Some people call them taking risks. Everything that's kind of in that area, I've been thinking about. It really came up 2 weeks ago during the Shopify panel. I really liked how Stacy from Shopify put it out there and said, "Look, some of these investments that we're making, they're going to be losses. Some of these risks that we're taking are going to disprove a technology or disprove a path, and that's all what we're doing." And I really liked it. It was super confident. But I have to say, from myself, gosh, I tend to think about mistakes. I tend to think about things getting messed up or things not working out like I want. And what I've realized, just hearing Stacy and listening to other people on the panel talk about what they had been challenged with or struggled with, and I realized that kind of mistakes are a thing that are in the future, and afterwards, a mistake as it gets cooked and boiled and cut up, a mistake becomes a lesson learned. A mistake becomes something that you learned, and I think that's really powerful. And it definitely brings up, so mistakes. Do I start from the top? What are my rules? My rules are I can't stop talking. Okay. So I should leave this all in the video. See if anybody notices. So next I've got on my bullet point, I'm going to talk about Apple. Because I think it seems like Apple's not making mistakes in the carbon world. I saw this great presentation on the other day where Apple announced the new iPhone 12s, which are super cool. And they got Lisa Jackson up on the roof of the Apple spaceship, right? So she's like out there among the solar panels. It looks so freaking cool. And then they announced that they're gonna that their carbon magnets are carbon neutral or something. And it's just like, what? Like that's a mistake. And that's what I can really see in the AirMiners community, in the carbon removal community, that there's so much opportunity, so much potential, that the only thing that's really a mistake is just not taking a swing at it, not really going for the biggest possible thing that you can possibly think of. And I certainly find myself stuck there sometimes, right? You think about like, gosh, should we do this or should we do that? And the reality is, because it's such an emerging, nascent industry, that the reality is that every mistake that you find is going to be quickly converted into a lesson learned. Like this industry is so young and so developing that the truth is that the nature of the unknown is so big. The nature of the unknown is enormous that mistakes are basically impossible. And I'm curious about this. I'm curious to see if the next year maybe there's like some giant freaking mistake. Maybe I make some huge snafu, right? But like I think that given the emerging nature of this, and especially such being surrounded by such thoughtful, curious, investigative people, that is that even a word? This community is so welcoming of trying things compared to the nature of the unknown, the giant space before us. That's just, who knows how it's going to work out. But we have some ideas, right? We're going to, in the end, we'll eventually pull tons of carbon dioxide, gigatons of carbon dioxide, 1 trillion tons of carbon dioxide from the Earth's atmosphere. We're going to figure out how to do the same thing on other planets and start to change their climates as well. But on the way there, is it built on mistakes? I'm kind of lost in terms of what I'm saying, but that's okay. So mistakes. What do I have next? I've got Shopify, I've got Apple, environmental justice, the environmental justice event that we did with AirMiners. I mean, that was like the closest we got to like really trying something that could have fallen apart. It could have been a disaster, but it wasn't. It was incredible, right? I saw all these smiling people coming back from the breakout rooms. So people had like these really deep conversations about environmental justice and carbon removal, and that was because of all the care that went into it from the organizers, from the panelists, and just everybody that participated and attended. And so really, coming through this, I think I'm almost like, do I even believe in mistakes of action? And I think that the only mistakes in carbon removal come from inaction. And therefore the only lessons learned are going to come from action. I think that lessons learned, you don't learn much when you don't do anything or when nothing happens. So that's it. Thinking about mistakes and lessons learned and all that sort of stuff, and just this idea that when you come up to something, maybe it seems like a mistake, but 6 months later, a year later, 10 years later, you'll look back and it'll just, no matter how crazy it is, no matter how bad it is, it'll still be a lesson learned that bakes into what you're doing. So my question kind of to the carbon removal community is like, where are the big mistakes? Where are the big lessons learned? They're almost invisible, right? Like I'm trying to think. I know some that were kind of behind the scenes and things, but oh my gosh, just in this industry, things get converted so fast from mistake to lesson learned, from wrong path to previously undiscovered super promising path. So that's my lesson learned, having talked with a couple of people, hearing people's hesitation to share things, or hearing people's openness to sharing that there might be losses or risks, like Stacy from Shopify. I'm committed to, I'm thrilled to, what am I even saying? I think this would be a good video to not edit at all. So that's it. That's the end of, I've got this post-it here that I stuck to the phone. So that's it. That's everything here. So that's mistakes in carbon removal, and a call for more mistakes, a call for more lessons learned. Because it's just this intuition that's like, everything that you try, everything that I try, everything people around me try, the nature of the unknown is just so big that it'd be so hard to actually hit a mistake right now. If you're in math class or if you're in chemistry class and you add 2 + 7 and you get 25, like, sure, that's a mistake, because the realm of the known in mathematics is, at least as a layperson, is it's going to be hard to actually come up with some mistake that actually turns into a lesson learned that's useful for other people in mathematics. But with carbon removal, oh my gosh, this is the year of mistakes. Let's make this the year that we try things and they kind of work and they don't work and we learn a lot about it. So there we are. I'm gonna hit stop now. Talk to you soon.